welcome back to the Back Big Pat Corner. Here we are with Robert Sarah Ann, and it might go something like this. He'd change his way of going, for his head was getting grey. He was tormented washing vessels and making lots of tea. The kitchen was like a mitten and the parlour like a sty, and there was half a foot of clabber up on the street out by. Yeah, half a foot of clabber up on the street out by. He'd go down again the morrow on his carry to the cross, for he'd have to find a woman or the place would go to loss. Well, he fouted with the cattle, and there was nothing after that. I put him knocking round the ashes with the old tomcat. Yeah, but knocking round the ashes with the old tomcat. Well, his ears were a buzzing from the time he lit the lamp, and the place was like a graveyard, for the mayor would give a stamp. So he'd be thinking, I am contriving for a plan of how to get a match with the Robert Sarah Ann. Yeah, to get a match with the Robert Sarah Ann. Well, he used to make a Roberts on a Sunday after prayers, and Sarah Ann would fetch a teapot to the parlour by the stairs. Then once a week for certain, he'd be rapping at the door, and there wasn't one would open it, but her you may be sure. Yeah, wasn't one would open it, but her you may be sure. Aye, and then for aught again, he axed a neighbour man, and took him down to spec for him, and axed for Sarah Ann. Men she's for hiring, as he'd be shouting through the fair. He wondered, was a Robert thinking she could summer anywhere? Yeah, he wondered, was a Robert thinking she could summer anywhere? Well, if you ever knew a Robert, well, he was nothing but a wart. And here we gone a devil, with a wee dark old heart. A crooked crabbed crater, that beast neither well nor sick, grinning in the chimney corner and going happen on a stick. Yeah, grinning in the chimney corner or going happen on a stick. But all the same about Robert, he had a shop in Farmerland, and you'd think he'd do it decent when it came to Sarah Ann. She paid him max 100, and they worked him up and down. Well, devil a hit he'd give her, but the cow and £20. Yeah, devil a hit he'd give her, but the cow and £20. Well, they pushed for 20 more for buy to help them build their byre, but they might as well be talking to the stone behind the fire. So says he to John, his neighbour, sure we're only losing time, just let Robert keep his money, and I'll do with it or fine. Yeah, just Robert keep his money, and I'll do with it or fine. Just let him keep his daughter, the hungry looking her. There's just as many chancy women in the countryside as her. Then Robert left the big Trevally and sent them both, you know. But Sarah busted crying, aye, for she'd seen the beer to go. Yeah, busted crying, for she'd seen the beer to go. As she fell to the crying, for you know she wasn't young. She was nearly past her market, but was civil with her tongue. That was half a year ago or thereabouts, and he was sitting yet. I'd have to change his way of going and do it while he's fit. Yeah, he'd have to change his way of going and do it while he's fit. A snug wee woman and doing well, but I no better in Tyrone. And then again he'd go the morrow, for he was far too long alone. That night the wind was rising and it was coming down to sleet. It was spitting down the chimney on the grey sheet at his feet. Yeah, spitting down the chimney on the grey sheet at his feet. It was whistling at the windy and roaring round the barn. He said there'd be a heap of snow tomorrow up north of Mullaghern. But he was for tackling Robert Sarah, and no matter if the snow was everywhere blowing, and whatever the morrow brings he'd go. Yeah,